Hey, dude.
Oh, hey, man.
Jambareeqi.
Zeph. Hey, so I've got this movie, right? It's called Tiny Robots. And it's kind of the movie that piggybacks on the success of Wall-E. Wall-E, yeah.
It's exactly like
yeah. So I thought we'd give it a chance. It might be one of those so bad it's good movies, something that's hilariously awful.
Seems alright.
Yeah. I think this is going to be fun. Let's check it out. What the fuck? I feel like we're being punished. I'm so sorry I made you watch this. We can do this. We can get through this. We can watch it all. I know it's 45 minutes of hell, but we can do it. We can do it, man. We can do it. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. Come on. Not much left now. This is so painful to watch. Zeph! Zeph, I can't watch this without you. Zeph!
When's it gonna end?
When's it gonna end? Zeph! Zeph! I think it's finished. The nightmare is over. We can carry on with our lives. I'm so Pixar's Wall-E is a sweet and charming sci-fi animated movie with an endearing romance and wonderful silent animation. Sure, it has its flaws, but I still think that it's a very enchanting and entertaining film. And this is Tiny Robots, a film that wants naive, innocent people to mistake it for Wall-E. Tiny Robots is a Brazilian sci-fi adventure. In the world of New Iron City, robots are the entire population, and everyone is dictated by a tyrannical leader. Our story follows one robot called Trank, a man-made machine who wants to discover his origins and defeat the evil leader, who has botnapped his grandfather. Now, this movie isn't exactly a direct rip-off of Wall-E. As you can tell, the story is kind of different. But you can also recognize that the movie is trying hard to imitate the aesthetics of Wall-E. However, Tiny Robots is still an awful piece of lazy trash that's worse than anything I've ever seen before. It's more boring than Dragon Blade and actually worse than A Car's Life. That's right, Tiny Robots is a step below A Car's Life. The whole experience of watching this movie was mentally draining, painful, and miserable. The major problem with Tiny Robots is that it clearly isn't aware that film is a visual medium. This is a very noisy and chatty movie. Everything is spelt out through long, dragged-out conversations between all the characters. Film relies on showing the audience what is going on, not telling them. I was bored out of my mind because I was essentially listening to a movie instead of watching one. The things that these characters discuss aren't even that interesting to listen to. They just tediously chat away about what's going on outside and what happened in the past. Excuse me, movie. Can you show me what's going on outside? Or can you show me what happened in the past through a flashback? Be cinematically interesting. Be visually engaging somehow, because I don't want to watch these characters constantly talk and talk and talk. Stop finding excuses to make them talk. They just keep going on and on and on. If the makers of this movie didn't want to tell a visual story, then they should have just written a book or made a radio play, instead of wasting my time. This movie may be only 45 minutes long, but I swear that 20 minutes felt like 2 years in a rusty prison cell. I get the impression that the makers of this movie didn't care about their audience's entertainment, and have a strong hatred for animated cinema. The whole movie lacks passion, heart, and effort. I never gave a crap about any of the characters in this movie. None of these characters are pleasant company because they're all forgettable, annoying, and boring. I never grew fond of any of them. I couldn't get engaged in these characters' motives, desires, and actions because they were like irritating strangers to me. I didn't feel connected to them. I've been better acquainted with weirdos on buses than these sodding robots. I would not enjoy spending time with any of these characters in real life. You know, Dragon Blade was dull as dishwater, but at least it had some pretty designs to look at. Tiny Robots is a very ugly looking movie. It has a hideous choice of colours, unfinished rendering, and over-designed or under-designed backgrounds. The props, the sets, and the characters are very unappealing to look at, which is distracting. The animation itself is pathetic. It has bad timing, poor physics, and no charisma. Sure, the characters move, but they don't convey a level of emotion that reflects their dialogue or thoughts. The animators clearly just push the characters around without thinking about the importance of acting. An animated character is hard to read and identify with if they don't have clear visual emotions. Yes, these characters are robots, but that doesn't mean that they have to be emotionless, lifeless, or boring. Even robot characters need to be emotive and charismatic, or the audience can't connect with them. Look at WALL-E. Every subtle expression and movement he makes conveys something readable and clear. We fall for his charm because his personality and feelings shine through his animation. This movie has no excuses. It's just lazy and bone idle. I'll admit, at first, I didn't mind the voice acting. It didn't bother me that much. Then, as the film gradually went along, it got noisier and chattier. So I slowly, but surely, started to despise these voices. The voice acting is limited to the same stale delivery for nearly every single line. It was bad enough that I didn't care about what these characters were chatting, but the cherry on top was the lack of personality in any of these voices. These are some very forgettable and colourless vocal performances. These voices are either irritating to listen to or completely bland. In addition, there's barely any pauses or silence between the characters' dialogue. It makes it very exhausting to pay attention to all these people talking.
Man, look at that! It is huge!
Yep, you could say that.
Why do you suppose there aren't any guards around?
That's because the leader figured no one would make it through the electric forest.
That place gives me a bad feeling.
We've come this far. What do you want to do? Turn back now?
No, I don't.
Huh?
Look! That must be the antenna the leader uses to control everyone.
Let's get going.
The leader sounds kind of cool, I guess, but you can tell that the director didn't take advantage of his actor's natural speaking voice, because it comes across as wooden and stilted.
I must say that's very kind of you. I shall hold you to that. I'm sure you will agree our new reprogramming system is working smashingly.
While the music isn't as bad as the score for A Car's Life, it still fails miserably. Why? It has no idea what it's supposed to be adapting itself to. The music is goofy and jolly during a chase scene, busy and noisy during a tense scene, and over-dramatic during its long, talkative scenes. Slapping climatic music onto mundane conversations doesn't make them less boring. They still made my friend Zeph fall asleep twice during the movie. If the film wanted music for its long conversation scenes, then it should have gone with something quiet or tense, something suitable, not music that sounds like it's trying desperately hard to keep you awake.
To conclude, Tiny Robots is a money-grabbing cash cow that's an embarrassment to the animation industry. It's tedious, obnoxious, and very boring. Now, some of you may be thinking, hang on, Jambareeqi, how come you're getting so worked up about an animated film? Well, some people, like me, are very passionate about animation and love that it has an unlimited amount of possibilities. So, when I see a film that doesn't take advantage of this medium and leaves me unentertained, then obviously I'm going to feel cheated and disappointed. I'm going to give this film no stars out of 5. That's right, it doesn't even deserve 1 star, it's that bad. Some of you may be still wondering if this film is your cup of tea. Well, I have some recommendations. If you enjoy having your teeth drilled, or you love the pleasure of having vaccine injections, then you're going to get so much joy out of the tiny robots because all they can offer you is pain. This movie has inspired me. It's inspired me to make my own robot, just so I can eliminate this abomination. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing my robot. My robot, your first command. I want you to destroy this DVD.
Affirmative, Master Jambareeqi.